Welcome to The Follow Through. This is the podcast about the entire customer journey, before, during, and after the lead. All the stuff that makes a difference, but sucks to do sometimes. I'm Clayton Graba, and from time to time, we'll have special guests. Many of these episodes are from our Facebook Lives, coming to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. It would be great to see you there. Let's get right into it. How's everyone doing this morning? People are popping on. That's great. I was here panicking because I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't telling me anything, and it looks like we're good. Everyone can hear me all right? If you can't hear me, just let me know in there. It's kind of weird. But hey, this is awesome. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Everyone excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Family coming in. We're going down to my in-laws. It'll be a nice time. As I mentioned, my son's home, so that's cool. Get to see him, spend some time with him. So we're really looking forward to it. So I've been on here for a few minutes. I tried getting on here like 5 minutes before to make sure everything was working all right, and looks like we're good to go now. So I had some questions before I really even get started about what an actual tech stack is. And I kind of put that in there to kind of spur your curiosity and kind of wondering. And it's really just a fancy word for choosing a platform or choosing a software in your company to help your business, to help take tasks away, make tasks easier, provide support, stuff like that. So I feel like this is a really good time of year to kind of talk about that, go over some of the things you should think about before you're adding new software to your company, because we have Black Friday. So great, Yen. Thanks. That's awesome. I'm going to eat a lot too, so I probably won't be able to move on Friday morning when I'm talking. Probably be lying on the floor talking to everybody. However, choosing a software or platform to fit your company and backing up, it's that week where there's Black Friday. So many tech stacks are putting out all kinds of deals, 50% off. You can have it free for 6 months. You can do this, you can do that. All these deals, and they're, it looks awesome. They're reeling you in to spend the money, and a lot of times you may even have to pay for an entire year where you've never tried this platform. They don't really give you a chance. And just real quick, a quick story about me. I try out a bunch of different things for my company, for Kairu, to help contractors and blend things in. And a couple months ago, I signed up for one, and I had to pay for the entire year in advance. And they promised and promised and promised it was going to do this, and this, and it just was not doing any of it. So it was a really bad situation for me. I put out a ton of money, and I had to fight to kind of get my money back. So I think this is super important. There's so many different options out there, and it's super important to have those questions, have the questions in the back of your head to decide whether or not a certain platform is right for you. So moving on, the reality is us in the contractor space, in the service industry space, we have all these groups and these tribes, which are awesome. Everybody might be using something different. We get recommendations from somebody. You should use, I'm using this. It's great. You should look into it. And we get excited about it because we can see that it's helping them. And we're hoping that it can help us. And a lot of times, and sometimes even, that company may be a little bit different than yours. A lot of the groups are in, it's not all just one industry. It might be another industry that's in there, and they're using a different software to help themselves. And maybe it's not something that can really help you. So here are my notes. And the reality too is you might see something, it looks super easy to set up, but then again, it's not so easy to set up. They have no support. So Let's move on and talk about these 5 questions. Ask yourself before you dive in, before you really decide. Don't just do it on a whim. Don't say, oh, this looks cool. Let me do this. Really think about the questions you want to ask. Try and speak with somebody or find those questions on their website so they can help you decide if this is the right software for you and your company to actually help you. So the first question to ask, is this tool going to fit the way that I even work? So what do I mean by that? Is it going to help you with lead flow? Like, do you have a process in place where it can actually help you, or can that software be manipulated to help you? Will it help you be more productive, and it's going to help you save time? So the next thing you want to kind of think about is your job flow. And what I mean by job flow, there's Builder Trend, there's so many of them out there. So your job flow, and a lot of times a field service management software is going to be geared towards project management, or it might be more geared towards recurring services. So you really want to decide, like, in your company, are you more of a construction-based company or are you more of a service-based company? Because at that point, you want to kind of look at something that is going to serve whichever one your company is heavier in. So if you're more service-based, you're going to look at something that is going to help you with scheduling. It's going to allow you to do recurring invoices somewhat easily, or at least the function to be able to do that. And is it going to allow you to grow into it? So can you start at one spot and then slowly progress as your company gets bigger? Or are you going to have to start with this one and then potentially move to another one and shift to another one and learn a whole new system once you get to a certain point? The way a quote that I really, really love, and it's from Gary Vee, and for some reason, I don't know, it stuck with me, it resonates with me, but he says, and he did say, a screwdriver works, but if you don't go and use it, that screwdriver sucks shit, which I think is super funny, but it's the truth. If you're not shown how to use that screwdriver and someone doesn't help you figure out how to use it, it kind of sucks too. So you want to find something that you're going to be able to actually use. And a big quote is, the best software is one that you're going to use, which is like any tool we have, right? In our companies, you might see a tool that looks really cool. You might go and buy it, and then maybe you use it once and it sits on a shelf because the guys don't like using it, or you don't like using it, or it's really not allowing you to be efficient. So you want to pick and make sure that that software is going to be able to fit your style, fit the way you do things in your company. Also, next is this software going to actually save me time, or is it going to create more work for me? This is a big one, and it's kind of a really hard one to answer fully, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of softwares will actually help you and help you save time, because a lot of times they allow you to put things and systems in place that you're not already doing. So while initially it may create a little bit more work for you, in the long run, once you start using it and you start understanding it and you start understanding all of the outputs that it's giving you and the ease of your flows with your clients, and even allowing you to document things. So you might be getting something where you're not documenting it right now at all. So it's not really costing you any time to document that certain thing, but you know you need to do it. Can that software allow you to do it faster than if you were to manually do it? Is it going to remove steps? Maybe you have a certain flow right now. Can it remove steps in your processes or in your job flows, instead of adding those steps like I mentioned before? And they, in all reality too, these tools and these softwares that you're creating or that you're looking at, they should lighten your mental load. So it should allow you to input things and then not have to worry about it. So you really need to ask yourself, can this and will this actually save me time? And these are questions like you may ask yourself, but ask your teammates, ask if you have a partner, ask them too. Talk through this. Don't just sign up for something on a whim. The third question, what is this going to replace? So when I first started doing all this crazy automation stuff, I was buying so much stuff, and I, back I call it a tech stack, and I can't even remember how many different softwares I was using to do this and do that, do this and do that, and they all kind of merged together. And I was just signing up for software because like, oh, this is great, this is great, this is going to help me do this, this is going to help me do that. And at the end of the day, I looked through them all, and there was a lot of overlap. So if you're looking at another software, look at it and say, hey, am I using something else right now? Am I paying for something else right now that I can potentially get rid of and also do it this? And while many softwares out there are made to do one thing specific, which is great, they also have, and they do that one thing really well. But if you find another software that does A and also does that thing this other software does, it may not do it to the 100%, but you may not need the full 100%. You might be better off buying that one software to do two things versus two softwares to do one. So is it going to replace anything? Can it replace anything? And because if you have multiple things you're jumping through and having to go from one app to another, to another, to another, it creates frustration because you're like, well, does this one talk to this one? Does it talk to that one? Is it not talking? Do I have to go from here and move the software, move it from here to there? A really good example, actually, and this may not even be a replacement, but a really, really good thing to ask is, this is a really good place to talk about this, will this software talk to other softwares? And a big question you could ask somebody if you're on a call with them or if you're looking at a software is, and this may mean nothing to you, but it's super important down the road, does it have an open API? And what does an open API mean? It means it can talk to other softwares. So there's a way to make it talk to other softwares. An example is having QuickBooks, a CRM, and having a field service management software. And the biggest thing is data entry. So we don't want to create multiple data entry points to where you have to put the customer in here, you have to put the customer in there, and you have to put the customer in here. So what you want to do, and what we can do, is QuickBooks has an open API. You want to make sure your CRM has an open API, and you want to make sure your field service management has an open API. And in that case, we can data entry one time, and then we can take that data entry and just push it through all of them so you're not having to manually do it from one platform to another. The next question number 4, there's only 5 questions. So the next question to ask yourself is, who is going to use this and who is this for, and is it going to help them? Is it for you? Is it for an admin? Is it for your field? Is it for your field service people? Or even if you have estimators, is it for your estimators? Or is it a function of where everybody can use it? And the biggest challenge I see is getting your team to buy into it. Getting them to realize that this is truly, truly going to help them, and it's going to help make their lives easier and allow them to gather the information they need while they're out there, instead of using notepads. No matter what you're using, it could be a notepad, it could be sticky notes, whatever it is. Can that data be put into one place and then moved along the process so that you're not having to pass that data along from one person to another? The next is your onboarding and support. This is, I think, the biggest one to ask and to find out what their onboarding and support looks like. I think it's one of the most overlooked things when people sign up for softwares. You sign up for something and you can't get any support. It's super impossible to get support. Or if you can get support, it takes like 48 hours for them to even get back to you. And at that time, maybe you've spent hours trying to figure it out, or you just haven't figured it out. So it's not, I mean, it'll eventually help you, but you're trying to get it done now. So you want to make sure that you're getting really good support. They're there to help you. They want to help you get the most out of that software that they're providing. Because, like I said before, at the end of the day, if you're paying for something and you don't know how to use it, or you're trying to figure out how to use it, but you can't figure something out and then you can't get support from it, it's super, super frustrating. So if they have a free trial, try their support a few times. Don't wait until after your free trial. Try it immediately. See what it's like. Ask in chats, what does the support look like? And if you're asking in those chats and their support comes back 24 to 48 hours later, that's the support you're going to get when you sign up for them. Onboarding, super, super important. I feel like there's simple softwares out there that there may be no onboarding, or they might have a very simple onboarding process to where you just watch videos and stuff, which is great. But if you're looking for more of a field service management software, or even a huge CRM that you're looking to do, you want onboarding, because that is the biggest struggle with getting into a new field service management or even CRM is figuring out how to navigate what needs to be set up, how to set it up. Because I can't tell you how many times when I was doing this, I would sign up for something, and be it Jobber, I was on Service Autopilot for a while, and I set stuff up, and not that I set it up wrong, but there was definitely a better way to set it up so that it worked better. And then once you get things set up and you start using it, it just kind of gets messed up. And it may not be messed up to the point to where it's super bad, but once you start getting reports and stuff like that, you really want to make sure that your software is set up correctly on the front end so you can just start using it. And this is, I think, this is really, in my opinion, where these Black Friday deals really can become pretty dangerous, because and I mentioned this before and I want to reiterate it because of my situation. Many of them are going to kind of force you into a full year commitment. And if there's even a trial and you forget about it, you're going to be stuck in making that payment. And one of the biggest suggestions I can make to you, and it's because of a mistake I made that I shared earlier about me paying for a full year. If I'm trying something out, unless I have used it or have seen somebody use it, or even I know I have a really good referral. I've talked with somebody a lot. I have a good relationship with somebody that's using this. Go month to month first. Sign up, go month to month, get yourself a month or two in, make sure it's the right one for you. And then if it's not, you can bail. If it is, a lot of times you can then save yourself a ton of money and go that yearly route. So that is one huge thing that I would highly recommend. Go month to month. If it's not for you, then you can, bail on it and you're not tied into an entire year. Somebody I was helping in the beginning of the year, and this is pretty interesting. He had a ton of tech stacks. He was paying, I can't even remember how many he had, but part of what we do is kind of go through when people sign up for our suite plan, we will do an audit of the tech stacks that people are using now and seeing which ones we can replace. And he had signed up for it was a call summary AI thing that he had signed up for, and I can't remember what the price was off initially or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but by the time we had audited it and looked into it, we were talking about some of the things that Kyra could do and kind of replace, because that's the whole point of getting into a software. Let's see what we can take out and do within the software that you're signing up for. So it was call summaries and AI summarized phone calls. So the phone calls are recorded like Plod or anything like that. And looking through it, he was spending like $400 or $500 a month. And what ended up happening was he signed up for it, and then somehow, some way, he can't remember how, he ended up signing up for a bunch of other services within the platform. So he was paying for a bunch of things he really didn't even need. So at the end of the day, we were able to take that call summary, because that's what was important to him, was to get the summaries of the calls, so that if another salesman went and started to help that person, he could see the summary of the calls, see what's been happening. He could go back and look too, so he didn't have to take notes. And we were able to get rid of that completely and bring it over to his other platform, and it saved him like $450 or something like that a month. So it's super important. And now I'm kind of going on another path. Super important to every once a year, go back through, see what you signed up for, see what you're paying for, and audit that and see if it's even worth doing. So that is really all I really have for today. I hope that it kind of will help you get yourself, set up for this coming season, to where everyone's looking at different softwares. Everyone's looking maybe to upgrade. Everyone's looking to help make their lives easier in their business and find ways to do that. I felt like this was an important thing to talk about, because I have made mistakes, and I know that it really kind of sucks when you do that, because not only are you putting in money, but once you start a new tech stack, you put in a lot of time too. And we all know that your time is money. So I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate it. As I get through these, I know these aren't great right now, but as I get through these, I know that I will get better at this. And I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot. I'm looking forward to having even some guests on. So I'm hoping to have some guests on here throughout these times. And yes, Nick, I am doing these Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. So I hope you can join us here. If you look and see what the topic is, fantastic. If you can't join us live, they'll be put into the lives will be up there for, I guess 30 days or whatever. So have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'll see you on Friday morning. And Friday morning, I am going to talk about the number one reason your business feels harder than it should. So, and then next week, I'm looking to kind of go into more about time and money leaks and how you can fix those how you can fix those in an easy way without how you can fix those in an easy way right now, and then moving forward, how you can make them better. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on Friday.